Hello, YouTube. All right. If you're watching the recording of this, you might want to scooch ahead a few minutes till we get started and get my chatters going here in the box. Get myself situated. All right. Excuse me. Got a little tickle going on. I think today we're going to do a collage, kind of reminiscent of these, and I'm going to turn it into ATCs like I usually do, but with doing something different and using these ATC card frames that Cece showed on her channel a little while back. Nobody could find them anywhere, and I finally found them on back order, and they actually showed up. Hey, Kathy, how are you? So that's the plan. And I'm going to proceed with that. Let a couple other people jump in here and chat. Have you had much snow, Kathy? Hey, Diane. We got a few inches last week, and the day after that was pretty much gone. We got more snow today. Hey, Joan. Hey, Dot. Ann, welcome. It's snowing pretty good. It's a wet snow, and then it rains and sleets, and then it goes back to snow, rain, sleet. So, hey, Tori. It's just basically a mess. It's not laying on the roads this time. So not that big a deal, but I'm going to move my camera. I think I'm off. Am I off the edge? No, that's not bad. Okay. Okie dokie. Hey, Christy. Welcome. All right. So let's get started. I really like these cards I did the other day. You guys have probably seen the last video I did where I made note cards and envelopes using the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. And I really like these. So I thought what I would do is in that same kind of flavor of the color palette and, hey, M&M, the color palette and style with the silver black ink and some other things. I got these artist trading card frames that finally came in, the frame cards that Cece showed a while back. So I'm going to make the collage, cut them up so they go in these, so they make little cards that way. So that's the plan. Hey, Jerry. I wanted to show you these. Maybe you guys know about these. And I had some and forgot about them until I saw someone, hi, April, using them on a video. And you know the fine line bottles that are kind of like the square bottle like this with the fine line tip? Well, these are more like a pen shape. And they are fine line applicators. These are 20 gauge. That's the finest. They come in 20 and 18 gauge, which is, it's a little confusing to some people. The larger the number of gauge for wire, the smaller it is. So they come in 18 and 20 gauge. So I got the 20. And I put, these are all golden fluid acrylics in here. And I have black, white, and the bronze metallic. So I'm going to incorporate those. And I pulled out this Dale Arowney FW acrylic ink, marine blue, I think this one. Yeah, marine blue. I'm going to splash a little bit of that in there. And I might throw some other watercolors in. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm going to set this aside for right this minute. And I'm definitely going to streak some of the silver black ink through it like I've done before. And why is that blurry? Hello. Because there's nothing there to look at. Is that what's happening? Is that better? So, and Xandra, by the way, is not going to stream today. But I think she's lurking. So, hey, Xandra, if you're there. And I did remember to find this little piece left. I'll send that to you so you can compare the colors. So, to get started, I'm going to get one of my wide flat brushes and put some water on this paper. Where are you? There you are. This one. This is the one that'll do. No, this is the one. I'll find it sooner or later. So I'm just going to wet the paper. Oh, where are you playing with them? Hey, Margaret. Yeah, they make cool marks. I played with them a little bit the other day just to see what kind of marks they'd make. And it's pretty cool. So I want a scripting brush. I'll use this one. This is one of my Lebanzon brushes. Yeah, I just put it right out of the bottle, right out of the golden fluid acrylic bottles. I squirted it in there. I didn't water it down at all. I wanted it to kind of like hold a little bit of a bead for dimension. So I think that'll serve my purposes, but we shall see. I'm going to wet this. I got my little water bowl over here. It's a little bit dirty, but it won't matter for this. And I'm just going to wet this all over. This is just a piece of Strathmore 11 by 15 watercolor paper. Nothing super fancy. But this is what I always use when I do my ATCs that I cut up. Do a collage on here and then cut those bad boys up. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And I need to get a little dish for my ink. Where are you little ink dishes? I'll just use this one. This one's fine. That's fine. And I'll stir this up with this mixing ball in it. And I want to do a little something different today. I'm letting this seep in so I just have kind of a sheen on it. I don't want it to be too sopping wet and have the ink go totally bonkers. I want it to hold a little bit of its shape. But I'm going to drop a little bit of this marine blue. I know this is acrylic ink, but I just want to drop a little bit in here and there. And if it drags through what I do with the silver ink, that's fine. I just want to see what happens. It's all a big experiment. So I'm going to have to get another jar of this. Put some of that in there. And this is that Yasutomo silver black ink. You can get it several places. You can get it on Amazon. Locally, I get it at the Queen's Ink when I'm there. So get my brush, get the bubbles out of my brush. And I'm going to turn it this way so I can kind of go vertical with the scripting. And we'll see what happens. And this is all going to seep in the background, and hopefully we'll see the silver come up out of there shortly. And I'm just doing big sweeping marks because it's all going to be cut up. All right. And I might do something like just put a line down here and let some background stuff get in there. Put a little something, something here and drag a little bit of this turquoise in that one. See what happens. A little bit of this. Spread that one around. I don't know. I just want to see what that would spill a little bit. You know, the usual. Get most of that ink out of my brush. Hey, Tori, I see you asking about stencils. All of our stencils are on istencils.com. I don't sell any of those on my Etsy shop, which actually that's a good segue. While I let this dry, I'll give you guys a little update on something that's going on that I'm going to do here. Hang on, I'm looking for my little spray bottle. These are just kind of sitting there. I want them to move a little bit more while we're going to wait and let that dry. I might as well give them time to spread and really dry. I'll come back with my heater. But Patti, what brand and name of product are those frames? They're Strathmore Artist Trading Card frames, and they're like a little card themselves. With the way shipping is, hey Linda, the way shipping is these days, which is not good. Actually, I'm going to dry this while I'm talking. Change of plans. I know that's a shocker. I am going to probably remove international orders from my Etsy shop for a while until things get sorted a little better. I've had a recent order. Oh, that looks kind of crappy, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll see. I had a customer recently order a couple sets of stamps that is in France, and they haven't shown up. It's been a long time. Her end shows they got delivered in Spain. My end of tracking shows that they were delivered in France, but it doesn't show the exact address because Etsy, I don't know how long ago, a while back, a number of months, I don't think quite a year, they changed their international shipping where my shipping label that I print out isn't the customer's address. It goes to an Etsy International Processing Center, and then they pick up the codes on the label and ship it from there overseas. And so that combined with as long as shipping is taking, as a matter of fact, I just was telling Zandra, I had ordered this drink mix for gifts in early December. I got it, I think it was Friday that it arrived at the house. So only 2 months late, but that's okay. So I'm going to have to probably lose the money on those stamps and give my customer a refund because it's certainly not her fault. But in order to not have that happen repeatedly for the foreseeable future, I think I will take off international shipping. In addition to that, and it'll give you the nutshell version of what's going on with me. Most of you probably know that I am a breast cancer survivor of going on 15 years now. Well, for the last 4 years, we've been monitoring some nodules on my lungs, and one over the last 3 scans has gotten increasingly larger and needs to be biopsied. However, the biopsy, because of where it's located, has to be part of my lung has to be surgically removed, is the bottom line. So it'll be a minimum stay in the hospital of 3 days. After that, depending on what the results are, there will at least be, at a minimum, best case scenario, there'll be several weeks of where I'm physically limited to what I can do, bending, lifting, pretty much anything. So during that time, I'm probably going to take my shop completely offline because I won't be able to handle the sales and shipping and all that stuff. This one may get canned. It's really buckled up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Not good. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it's never done it before. So interesting. But anyway, we'll leave that sit there so the camera's got something to focus on. So anyway, I go for a PET scan Wednesday the 10th. If the results show that particular nodule that's larger is hot, they'll schedule the surgery sooner than later. And if it's not, I still need to do it. Because there is a chance that if it's not good, there's a chance of it at some point spreading, which I'm not willing to gamble on. So with that going on, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. We got to move my mom back to her house and have my brother, niece, and nephew alternate in to give her a hand there while I'm laid up. She really wanted to go back home since she's been here, but didn't think she was able. But now she's kind of excited about it. So I've got to get that figured out. Her house was pretty much buttoned up. The refrigerator unplugged and emptied for months, and cable disconnected, and we got to get all that stuff going again, and get her fridge stocked up, get all of her stuff moved over there, which includes furniture from here. So it's not a small task. Yeah, I don't like this one. Yeah, I'm not playing with that one. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's what you'll probably see. Hey, Gayla. We got a girl on top. A bee, a bye, a bow, and a bop. And so I feel all right about it. I'm going to be glad to just get it out and see what it is. I'm hoping, of course, that it's benign and I just heal and move on. If it's not, I want to know what it is so we can get with it. Do whatever I need to do to, take care of it and fight it off and do what I got to do. So that's the story. I'll be out of pocket for a while. You probably won't see me on social media for at least the week of surgery, I would imagine. And, after that, I'll be back however I can. So that's the deal. So if you want anything on the Etsy shop, you might want to grab it now if you want it. Not trying to push it. I'm probably going to put a discount on there. I haven't done that yet. So I'd say within a week, I'll probably, maybe today I'll take off the international shipping options so that it's all domestic. That mail's tricky enough. And then before I would go out, I'll put the discount on there if anybody wants anything and can get it shipped before I'm down and out for a while. So that's the deal. This is a good time for you to have a crisis. I'm sorry I interrupted your schedule, Gray. Oh, God. Patty, no, it's nothing scheduled yet. I do a PET scan next Wednesday, the 10th. The results of that will determine the timing of the surgery. Before the surgery, I need to do a lung function test and a pre-op, of course. And then I'll get on the book for surgery. And if the node shows it's hot on the PET scan, he'll work it in sooner than later. And I don't know what his surgery is. So, hey, CB. So I'm seeing my dad died of lung cancer, actually. And his lung surgeon at the time was head of thoracic surgery at Johns Hopkins. And that's who I'm seeing for this. So, I have 100% confidence in him. He bought my dad a lot of extra years with what he did for my dad. So, I'm hoping it's benign. I'm not going to fret about it. I don't like to worry in advance. I like to worry when there's something to worry about. So we're just trying to move on, keep things semi-normal, and get prepared as we need to. Oh, Margaret, surgeon the saint. No, there must be a delay, Margaret. I just said that I'm going to my dad's lung surgeon. No, the breast cancer she was a breast surgeon. I'm going to a lung specialist for this. So that's the deal. Let's try this again, shall we? I didn't like how that one turned out. I don't know what the hell I did. Maybe I made it too wet. That's my guess. We'll go for less wet this time. Even the silver black ink didn't act the same way that it usually does on there. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Wilena. I'm probably going to have to put something on social media about the Etsy shop so that people other than who see this video will know what's going on. And oh shit, look what I just did. That's okay. It'll all blend in. So I'll probably leave the downloadables up there because there's no shipping involved. People just download them, and hopefully they won't have any problems with that while I'm out of pocket. So that's the story. All right, where's my ink again? All right, here we go. One more try. Maybe it's going to be one of those days where everything I touch turns to doo-doo. Wouldn't be a first. That's acting a little better. Maybe I'll leave the blue ink out of it. How about that? And down here, maybe I'll just do some little fine streaks and let them blur out a little bit. So there's a little silver something other peeking out through everywhere. Remember, this is going to get all cut up. I have to tell myself that because I don't believe it. Thanks, everybody. Gayla, what'd you say? You might, maybe we can get you in with your work history. She's my special advisor. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm no more special than anybody else, and shit happens. So you just gotta deal with it. All right. The way I look at it, I'm 15 years to the good. For when I had breast cancer, it was extremely aggressive, and I think if I didn't have the team that I had then, I might not be talking to you today. So I'm already cheating the system. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hey, Janine. Quillina. Who else slipped in here? I'm going to let this dry, so I'm kind of stalling. So I need to get some papers incorporated into this. And Robin's new February printables are out, but I'm behind on everything, and I haven't even printed them out yet. I was going to come down earlier today and do those and try to incorporate some of those, and did not make it. So get those out of the way. Oh, this one I'll get in there. I love this one. This is from last time. Even the print of that looks metallic. Elon. Hello. I figure if I do the test Wednesday morning, I'll probably have them by Friday, and then we can get going from there. Learn to worry about the things you can control, and what you can't control, you just got to roll with it. And cuss occasionally. Thank God for cussing. Oh, this is where my ink ran out. And I like to get a little purple in there. So maybe I'll use a little bit of that. The purple, I think, looks really good with this neutral palette that is from Robin's Rusted Papers and stuff. I like to put a little schmutz of that in there. I'm sure you've seen it on other collages that I've done where I do that. Let me see what I got in here. I had a silver fingerprint. Apparently that works on rice paper, newsprint, and my skin. All right, let's see what the hell we're doing here. Let's see. I love the way this little, It looks kind of like raku at certain angles with all those layers of prints that I did. Oh no, I braid her off. Look, where's Eileen? Black and white stripes. You know, we got to put some of that in there. Let's do a mishmash of this stuff. A little bit of gold, never hurt, from Jackie. Oh, you guys know Jackie's out of the hospital and back home. I don't know if you follow her, but she posted recently and said hi and said that she knows she's got a road to go, but she's home, and that's a huge step. So God bless her. What is that? I don't know, but it's interesting enough. Oh, I like that. I'm trying to look for something that's got a little turquoisey stuff and maybe a little purple to mix in with this stuff. Oh, I like this piece. And I love that. I got to make more of that. Some more gold of Jackie's. I might put that in there. Oh, well, Eileen, knowing how she loves pink and that flamingo pink ink, she's probably in therapy. I saw that. I tagged her on Instagram. Oh, I like that. That's from when I did the inside of that box. That's that piece left from that. That can't hurt. I love this piece. This is one of Robin's papers with her stencil print on it, and I put that Zodiac stamp with bronze paint over it. I love those little bits on there. Little hunk of black. Good. This is Robin's stencil and a piece of polka dotted paper. I might put that in with the black and white stuff. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen when we're doing this. I like that with that black in it. Oh, here's one with stripes with red. You never know. That might happen. Here's a little purple on the edge of that gold. Foil. I thought I had more purple bits. Oh, here's another piece of that red, see? Maybe that purple. There we go. This is what I'm looking for right there. That's got kind of purple and turquoise in it. Can't hate that, people. That's what happens when my toner runs out. There's a whole lot of crap in here, but I like these, having these little bits on hand. I can maybe throw in there somewhere. Somehow. I need to make more of this tissue from the foils I did get from Zandra. Patty, you know you've been told before, but how do you print on? Janine, I just put one piece of the onion skin on top of the paper already in my paper tray, and you know, push the paper tray in and then print one copy and let it pull off. And if I want a second copy, put a second piece of onion skin in separately. If you put in more than one at a time, it'll suck them all in and jack you up. Trust me when I tell you that. This pitiful little thing. How long has that been in here? I might put you in out of pity. I think there was something else with that purple on it. Oh, you know what? I bet it's in the full sheets. I bet that's where it is. Switching boxes. Is it here? I might find more in here than I want anyway. Ooh. Ooh. That's kind of big to put in a collage that's going to get cut up. There's some of that purple, but this was cool too. See, here's where all my My toner ran out. All the colors came out wonkified. But I like them. You know, this piece of Seth's canvas that I did with that. I would love to know if anybody knows what that turquoisey blue texture stuff is there. It's a Seth Apter product. Xander and I went to his class a couple years ago at the Queen's Ink and had all these powders and stuff. And I really like that. I don't know what it is. I can't find it anymore. I don't know what it was. Maybe pieces of this. I think, as usual, I got way too much crap pulled out of here. Oh, here. I told you. What kind of paper is that? That's just printer paper. Oh, here we go. Thank you. I knew you were in there. Okay. Let's see what happens here. This and this. And I don't think I'll need this anymore. Okay. Does anyone else know? Tori, what was your question? Is onion skin only a U.S. thing? I don't know that for sure, Tori. I know it was something that was used like way back when I was using a typewriter. And that was a long time ago. But it was used as like some of the carbon copies with carbon paper. So it's hard to find. It's not. There is a company in the States that says they produce new boxes of it. I got a sample pack. It is not the same. It's more like a vellum-y kind of thing. It's not the good old onion skin. It's hard to find. Usually you find it on eBay or Etsy, and when you find it, it is not cheap. But nothing is that's any good, right? Yeah, real carbon paper. All right, what do I want to do here? Where's my water brush? Here we go. Is there any water in there? Yeah. All right, let me try to, I'm going to take this with the polka dots around it, maybe. Hopefully. Am I getting any water? Well, maybe it's not enough water in there. Yeah, hang on. Let me get some water out of here, then put this where I won't drink it. Oh, yeah, CB, those were the days. God forbid you made a mistake. Sweet Moses. Have to try to erase it all and get it lined up exactly right again, or not. Ugh. All right, let's see where we are now. Try it. Really? There we go. I'm just doing this because I want the edge torn instead of cut with scissors or a cutter. I want it kind of raggedy. Not looking at chat right at the moment. All right, let's see what we got here. Catching up on chat. Hey, Barbara. All right, let me tear this bad boy out of here. That's good. It's got a little bit of that brown next to it. So it's not just a white edge. Let's see, where will I put you? Maybe I'll put you. I hate to cover up some of these good spots. Maybe I'll put you right down the middle there. Piece of deli, my glue stick. I got to keep my eye on the time. I got some bread dough rising upstairs. You guys may have seen when I put it on social media where I made my first artisan loaf of bread in a Dutch oven. That 3 or 4 ingredient bread. It was really good. Today I was going to make another one. Dave said, hey, I bet that would be really good as rolls. So I found one with a roll recipe, which was pretty similar, a little less flour than the other one called for. So I have some, I got that rising upstairs. My mom said she's hungry for fried potatoes the way she used to make them. So I'm going to make a ham slice with a little brown sugar in the pan with it and some peas and fried potatoes with onions and the bread. Is that no? Yes, no knead bread. Yeah, it's pretty much the same recipe as I made the big round loaf, April. It's just a half cup. It's 2.5 cups of flour instead of 3. So, yeah. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to go down to here. I don't want to interrupt that round kind of area at the bottom where the bronze paint is. I'll do something else with that. So this, I am going to cut this because I'm going to put it right on the edge. Now see how I am with time. I'll probably come back over this kind of like what I did with the cards with the gold, what the hell is that thing called? The quill, and add a little foil and other little shiny bits in there. Oop. This is the stickiest glue. Let's throw you up there, my little friend. I'm not going to worry about that. See where that's off a little bit and you see the white paper? I'm going to trim these with some kind of paint, either black or silver, and that'll be covered up. So not worrying about that. All right, this piece, water brush, I want to cut this. So it's kind of a rounded piece. Oh, I have a Netflix recommendation for Greenleaf. Oh, I just binged all 5 seasons to find out there isn't going to be a 6, which I was not happy about, but you know, I'm only one person. Oh, but I thought it was really good. You get so invested in the characters on those things, and I'd have to wait for a good while for the next season to come on once you binged it so long. But I thought, has anybody watched Greenleaf? Who's that, Devin? Oh, okay, Devin, take care. Thanks for dropping in. This is really curling up more than usual. Not sure what that's about, but I can fight that. It's on your list, Tori? Yeah. I thought it was really good. I'm going to put that little bad boy right there. That's going to take up almost all of one card when I cut this up, so I'm going to have to go over it with some other little bits to break it up, which won't be a problem. Get out of there. And this, you're going to go in this corner, and you're going to like it right there. How about that? So let's, oh, here's another piece of that. Oh, look at you. So let me tear this in kind of a wonky way here. Oh, the Magicians. I haven't seen that one yet. And some of them, they take an episode or two that you have to commit to before you can really tell if you're going to like it or not. At least that's what I do. Some of them, I watched the first episode, I'm like, nah. Like I started watching, I think it's called Sweet Magnolias. And I don't know, I watched maybe 3 or 4. And to me, it's kind of Hallmarky. The US people will know what I mean by that. The Hallmark Channel stuff that's pretty predictable and pretty PG, and they all kind of end the same way and all that kind of stuff. And I can see, to me, that seems like what's going to happen. I could be 100% wrong, but I put that on hold. I put that down on my list for a while because I thought, I don't know about that. Let's put this one for no reason, just right there in the middle. So I don't know if anybody's watched. Yeah, CB, it's a little too clean for me, if you know what I'm saying. Throw me a little trash. Let me live. I like to watch something that when my mom walks in the room, I got to flip it off real quick. At 60, almost 4 years old. I have no rhyme or reason to why and where I'm putting this stuff. I'm just dropping her down. We'll figure out the details later. No, I didn't watch Lucifer. I'm not wild about devilly kind of stuff, so that one was kind of put me off. I don't know if that's what it's about or not, but kind of was leaning that way. Let's see. You know what? Instead of water cutting these, I'm just going to rough tear some of this. Which way do I want? I don't need that long of a strip. Maybe if I go sideways. Let's just do this. What the hell? Oop, not right. Not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to go this way. But see how I have that big white edge? I didn't want to do that. Oh, no, it's not what you would. Oh, okay. Then maybe I can do that. Hey, Kathy. Your Honor. I recently watched Bridgerton. That was good. We've been watching Shameless. We got through all 10 seasons, and now season 11 is on live now every week. Definitely one you want to cut off when your mother walks in the room, if you know what I'm saying. That one is crazy. It's so outrageous that you can't believe sometimes what you're watching. Yet I was watching it. Try to tear some of this off. Bridgerton is nothing compared to Shameless. I'm telling you. They named it right. Oh my God. Has anybody watched Shameless that knows what I'm talking about? Sweet Jesus. Oh, hell, that didn't work out. I'm just going to throw that whole little piece away. Ouch. Oh, Jesus. Crap. I smashed my finger. Oh, I love Breaking Bad. That was my first Netflix journey a few years ago. Loved it. And Your Honor. Okay, I'm going to have to look at Your Honor. I saw that one on there, but I didn't dive into that yet. And I was trying to figure out when seasons of the stuff I've really liked, when the next season that I finished, when the next season's coming up. And some of them just with the pandemic just aren't sure. Throw a couple little squidges of this in somewhere. Initial layers, I don't really worry about where they go and all that stuff. You'd think I did by as long as this is taking me, but I don't. I don't care. Hey, Joy. Maybe I'll go upside down like this to get some of this metallic down here. I don't know why. I just am going to do that. And maybe this get off. Maybe this little bit somewhere else. I watched one. I think it was they only had the first season out there, and I don't even see it on there anymore. Ratched, like Nurse Ratched. Oh, it was a little dark. Look crazy. No, I'm not against crazy. I like me some crazy, but ooh, doggy. Let me get some color in there. It was very strange, and it got stranger. I watched the whole thing, stuck it out just to see what would happen. And it was so unusual how, I don't know, what do you call it? The cinematography, how they filmed it with the colorings and, you know, all the bright turquoise and pops of orange and all the scenes and clothing. It was really different. That's what caught my eye at first. And ooh, that's a scary place to be in, that joint. Hey. This is on onion skin. Oops, and that's why it won't do that. Got to push this down harder. There we go. That's better. Get rid of this white edge over here. Get rid of that. I love this piece. I can't wait for Yellowstone to come back. That's coming out in June, season 4. If you guys haven't seen Yellowstone, that's one of my favorites. Of course, I love me some Rip. Oh. Hey, Judy. I know those notifications will drive you to drink. Trying to figure which way is up. I think it goes this way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh man, Yellowstone. I'm going to put little strips of this hither and yon. I just love that turquoise blend it in there like that with that purple. All right. Roly-polies here. You get a little bit of this thrown around in different places. Hey, Amalia. And Messer Designs. I forget your name, but hello. Welcome. You're allowed to be late, Judy. We won't penalize you. Kayla might write you down in the book, though, but you know, if there's room. Oops. Oh, don't do it. Don't curl up. That's onion skin. Gets real tricky. Tricky to handle. I'm going to put you right up here and let you come down over top of some of that because I like you. Joan and Tori, are you guys still in a major lockdown? I know some of the people in our marketing group at work are in London and have been really locked down tight. It's getting old, I got to tell you. Yes, crap. Two of my friends are having babies, and they're doing drive-by showers instead of everybody being able to be there and celebrate and all that good stuff. Sucks. Let's break this little piece up in here somehow with a little bit of that. I love that paper. And this piece, where will I put you? Should I put you like across here? It's too wide. I'm telling you. Yep. We're working from home at least until June, Amalia. So, yeah. I don't know that we'll ever be back permanently like we were, to be honest. I don't see it happening at this point. I think a lot of companies are looking at, why are we paying all these real estate bills around the world? Like, we're a global company. We got offices all over the place, literally. And do we really need them? We've been working for almost a year without them, so it's a valid question. All right, I got to get this off my fingers for a minute so I can continue. Oh, you're locked till mid-March, Tori? Are you all getting vaccines in England? Oh, there you go. First COVID vaccine yesterday. A lot of side effects. Oh no. What kind of side effects did you have, Joan? And do you know which vaccine you got? Which manufacturer? And is it a 2-part one? I guess it is if you said first. Where are you, Elon? Is that Queen? Elon? Where are you in the globe? All right, I'll save that one for maybe another little bit somewhere. What else do I have here? I like this. Oh, in Louisville. Okay. One from Oxford. I guess that's something they're making locally there then. I don't know if they're going to want me to have one before I have to do surgery or not. I wanted to hold out, actually, a little bit to see how that was going to go. A lot of stuff we see on the news locally is that people are getting the first shot and then they can't get the second one. And I'm not sure what that will mean to them. Seems like if you need a second one, you should have it. Hot and cold sweats ached all over. Oh, God. That sounds... The Oxford one doesn't have any live virus in it, does it? That sounds like viral symptoms. That's terrible. Sister had her second Friday. 2 hours of chills was it. I'm waiting. Will be eligible. Well, I'll be 64 in April. So in Maryland, I think the age is 75 right now that you qualify to get one. So, you know what? Instead of wrestling with this edge, I'm just going to do this water cut here and take this middle strip. Look how smart I am. I'm sure my mom's eligible, but she said she doesn't want one. Yet when it's time for a flu shot, she's looking at September, October. Let's get in and get it. I got to go get it. Got to go get it. But this one, I said, why would you be so hot on the flu shot, yet for this vaccine, you don't want it? I think she hears all the stuff on the news about all the crazy things that could be happening with it and doesn't want any part of it. She doesn't really go anywhere, and she's got very limited exposure to people. All of us do. Yep, she doesn't seem interested. Where do I want to put you? I really like you. I don't want to cover up everything in the background. I'm getting to that point where I'm going to have to make a decision. I'm covering up something. Let's put you right there. What the hell? Yes, Joan, with your risk assessment for your health issues, you've got to be pretty careful with that. That's why I'm not sure for my surgery if they'll want me to get vaccinated before that. We shall see. I mean, I'll do what I got to do, but oh, look at this yummy little piece. It's even got some gold on it where I tried to pick up some of the bronze paint on the jelly plate on a piece. This was copied on onion skin, and then I put it on the plate to try to pick up some gold flecks, and it did. You know, you hear so much stuff on the news and online, you don't know what to believe, really. I know I don't. And let's see, where am I going to put you? I'm going to tear you up, put you a couple places, I think. Got to get some black and white in here. Wouldn't be right to do it without that. I'm not going to worry about making this as busy as usual because of, oh no, don't do that. Don't do it. Just don't. Just don't do it. Oh, and you're crooked on here. This onion skin is it's a delicate creature. Again with the boogers on my fingers. Sheesh. There, Susan, I'm not sure where you're located, but here in Maryland on the local news, it seems like every time we see people talking about or getting the vaccine, they're all saying, nope, piece of cake, nothing, didn't feel anything, nothing happened. So I don't know if they're just putting them on because then it'll encourage more people will get it. Hey, Bunny. Good to see you here. Or if they think that's good. I mean, who knows? I don't know anything about it. But that's most of the ones we see on the TV here is, nope, I got it. I didn't feel a thing. No problems. So if that's not the case, I guess that's not working for them. Hey, let me do something where I can go sideways. Got to go a little sideways here. Let's take some of these. All right. I'm going to cut some of these out, leaving a little edge of black on here. Because black is good. It pops everything around it. I love a good papa. Oops, my edge is going off there. That wasn't much of an edge. Hello. I'm just going to go right up the middle for these so there's more black. This is a Giotto glue stick. I get them from, what the hell's it called? Joe, you'll probably know. Thanks, Susan. It is, I get it from Ken Bromley in the UK. I have not been able to find them anywhere in the US. But his shipping, when I got them, was not bad as far as price or timing. I got them actually sooner than I thought. I was telling everybody earlier today that I had ordered some drink mix for a Christmas present in early December. I got it Friday, February the 5th. It's local. I mean, not local in Maryland, but in the States. Yeah, Ken Bromley. That's the one. They also have the liquid collage sticks there. This has a dauber on it, and it's the glue inside is liquid. That was really nice too. So yeah, actually, I'm going to kind of repeat what I said earlier since I have a lot more people live right now. I am going to probably eliminate an international shipping for a while on my Etsy shop. Having some problems with that, with orders not showing up and people contacted me and it's just a mess. So also, I'm going to have to shut it completely down for a while. I have a surgery coming up in the near future. Not sure of a date yet. Probably a number of weeks. I'm guessing 2 to 4 weeks out. Not sure, but anyway, before I shut it down, I'm going to try to set it up with this like 20% off if anybody wants any stamps while they can get them. But I'll leave the downloadables up there because they're downloadables. We don't have to worry about any place shipping those. So yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll be laid up after the surgery. Oh, Seth stopped shipping international. I know it's painful. I mean, I don't know if people believe me when I tell them this is what the tracking says, or this is, it did ship or whatever, but yeah, it's not good. So we'll see. I might end up just shutting the whole thing down at some point anyway. Oh, no, I talked about it earlier, Judy. I have, my doctors have been scanning and watching lung nodules that I have for about 4 years that were found quite by accident at first. And they've been scanning them every 6 months for 4 years. The last 3 scans showed that they're now in both lungs, and the one in my left node has actually increased in size the last 3 scans. And where am I putting you? You delightful little piece. Where are you going to go? I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. I can no longer multitask. Because of where it's located in the upper part of my left lung, the lower lobe of my left lung, it's located at the top of the lower lobe, but on the outside of my body, not towards the center line of my body. It's out on my left side. So they can't do a normal biopsy where they go, down your throat and your windpipe and grab a hunk. They have to surgically remove it. So he'll have to go in and he said he's going to take a triangular piece of my lung around the nodule and quick freeze it, hand it off to a pathologist in the OR with him. They'll determine what it is. If it's benign, they'll put me back together, 3 days in the hospital, and that's that. But if it's not, then we have to see what it is and go from there. He told me that he doesn't think it's breast cancer that's spread because I'm almost 15 years out. From what he sees and how it's acting, he thinks that it could be a carcinoid tumor, which is a cancer, but it's not one that typically spreads and could be probably pretty cleanly removed. He said that depending on the anatomy, when he gets in there, he may have to remove the entire lower lobe. But we won't know that until he's in there. So a lot of it is, hang loose and we'll see what's going on. And I really cannot multitask. I can't even tell a story without, oh, Jesus. So I have a PET scan next Wednesday, the 10th. And when that comes back, which I'm hoping we'll have the results by Friday, he said if that node shows hot on the scan, he'll want to do surgery sooner than later. Have to do a lung function test and, of course, pre-op stuff before surgery, and then get her done. But I'll be in the hospital a minimum of 3 days when this comes off. And we're working on moving my mom back home temporarily. She can fare better on her own there. My brother and my niece and nephew are set up to go rotate in and out with her. Because when I do get out of the hospital and come home, I'll have a number of weeks where I'm limited with physical movement or activity. So we just have to wait and see what it is, if he's got to take the whole lower lobe or just a hunk. And that'll determine, the outcome going forward. So I'm not really worried about it. I don't worry till I got a reason to worry. It's been 4 years. We've been watching him, and his gut says he thinks it might be a carcinoid tumor, which, um, that's a lot better scenario than something that's got the ability to spread. He said, it's up to me. I could decide to wait another 6 months and rescan, but then now there's a risk of, if it's not good, there's a risk of, something getting bigger and spreading. So we don't want to do that. We don't like the word spread. Lord knows my ass is, and we don't like that either, but it is what it is. So, that's what I'm dealing with in the background, and we'll probably close the shop at least for a while, and we're going to get my mom set back up at her house because we, shut down the refrigerator and unplug that, disconnected cable, have to move furniture back that she uses here, and lots of little logistical stuff we got to do, restocking her fridge, getting her all of her paraphernalia moved over there. So I'm anxious to get a date so I can start getting her done. I'm a planner. I got to know shit. Like, okay, let's get our asses moving now that we know what's going on. But that's the story. Yeah, Judy, it's a lot of people have this stuff going on. I told Chelsea, I said, when I told her about it, I didn't tell anybody. My brother and Dave and my best friend knew for the last 4 years. And then when I knew something was going on, I told like the closest people to me and my boss, a couple people at work, to give them a heads up of what's going on. But when I told Chelsea, I told her I wasn't worried about it because I think it's Owen saving my life. I don't know if you guys remember the story, but I was in the delivery room with Owen when she had Owen 4 years ago. And it's kind of a long story, but it's funny. He was my 5th delivery I had been in on. I was in when Chelsea was born and when Zach was born. A friend of mine in Virginia, I was in with her daughter. And I was in with Chelsea's first baby, the little girl that was stillborn. And that one was terrible because she just always wanted to be a mother. She was devastated. And then, of course, they had to induce labor at 7 months when there was nothing happening yet. So it took 3 days of labor for her to deliver that baby. And it was pretty traumatic. So skip ahead until Owen's delivery. And I saw all that, and I know all that, and I know what she's thinking. We're down to the last minutes with her pushing, and the midwife was in a hospital, but was a midwife delivering, and the nurse with the monitor started looking at each other kind of funny. I was standing right there. I had one of Chelsea's legs. I was holding one of her legs up, and her husband had the other leg. And I'm seeing them say, the midwife telling the nurse, get a heartbeat now. And I kept looking at her and she said, now get a heart. And so they're pushing the wand, whatever it's called, on Chelsea's lower pelvis really hard. Now, Chelsea gave birth to all 3 deliveries with 0 ice chips. That was her medication. That's all she had. So she was handling the pain, but she yelled when they were pushing so hard on her pelvic bone with the camera. And she said, Chelsea, the doctor said, Chelsea, we have to find a heartbeat within the next 15 or 20 seconds, or we're going to have about 10 people in this room dragging you across the hall to deliver with a C-section. And I was thinking, oh my God, it's funny because some of the pictures, just as he was born a few minutes after that. But during that time, my heart sunk. I thought, oh God, you cannot do this to this kid again. And that was a rough one. But anyway, he's fine. He's here. But when he was born, I'm snapping pictures of him, the umbilical cord still attached, of Chelsea, and doing all this stuff. And I started realizing that my hands were sweaty and my ears were ringing and I was losing my vision. And I thought, shit, I know I'm passing out. But I passed out. I had a vasovagal response. Long story, but I had a vasovagal response. And they determined that it was because I was so scared for Chelsea that I shut my body down. I couldn't stand to see her have to go through that again if something was going to happen to this baby. And once I knew he was here, I just, whoop, Aunt Pappy checked out. So I walked away from them, and I said to the nurse, who, by the way, the babe Janine was my sister-in-law, who passed in 2010. That was Chelsea's mother. And we were talking about how we could feel Janine with us in the delivery. And the baby nurse walks in when she gets ready to start pushing. And the baby nurse came up and said, the baby nurse walked in and she walked up to me. She said, "Hi, I'm going to be the baby's nurse. My name's Janine." Oh, of course it is. So anyway, when I start feeling like that, I knew what was coming. So I went over and I said to her, I said, "I'm going to go sit down. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass out." So she came over to me and she looked at me. She said, "You know what? I'm going to have to code you. Your eyes are locked and dilated." She handed me some juice to drink. I was sitting on one of the recliners in the room that's actually on casters, which I didn't know. Hey, Kathy. And within a minute or two, maybe, they coded me. People were running in the room like crazy. Owen was here. He was fine. Chelsea was fine. And they rolled me out of there with this recliner, completely reclined, a wet rag towel over my head. And as we were going near the waiting room, I said, "Can we swing by and just let my brother know that I'm okay?" She said, "We can't. It's a code. You got to go right to the emergency room." So by the time I got to the elevator, I started to come back a little bit, and she handed the code crew handed me off to the ER crew that came up in the elevator to meet me. And, oh my God. They were saying, from what we know, what we've seen, we think you had a vasovagal response. And I was telling them, I said, one of my girlfriends has those all the time. And we never could remember the name, and we used to call it Viva Las Vegas. And we were laughing like crazy when we got rolled into the emergency room. And one of the nurses, she said, "Miss Patty, I know that's you. I know that laugh." I looked out from the towel, and it was this girl that was one of Chelsea's bridesmaids at her wedding. I said, "Jessica, call my brother and tell him I'm okay." So she did. She texted Skip and said, "She's fine. She's down here." But anyway, because of that, they ran a bunch of tests. They wanted to check to make sure I didn't have a heart attack and didn't have this or that going on. And they released me at like 4:00 in the morning. Skip came down and got me and took me back to his house because he was 15 minutes from the hospital, where we were like 40 minutes away. So I went home with Skip, got up that morning. The hospital called and they said, "We see a shadow on your right upper lobe. You might want to get that checked out. We think you go to your doctor. We think you might have pneumonia." So I thought, that's the same thing they said to my dad when they found his lung cancer. So anyway, I went to my doctor the next day, and she said, "No pneumonia. The x-ray was clear." Okay. So I saw your comment down about no stripes, and that I'm just going to ignore that. That's not going to happen. Oh, Jasper's watching. Oh my God. Kathy Seek has a new puppy, and he is adorable. She sent me a picture. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so that was in January 4 years ago. And she said, "Nope, you don't have pneumonia." So that was fine. And that March, I had my annual checkup with my oncologist, and she said, "Hey, what's new? What's going on?" And I told her about that. And she said, well, you know what? Let's just do a scan and get it off your mind so you don't have to worry about it. I thought, okay, cool. So she scanned, and they found 2 tiny nodules in my right lung, not the shadow that they saw. This is in the lower lobe. So that was a surprise that came back. So they were 2 and 3 millimeters, too tiny to biopsy or worry about. My tumor markers were good in my blood work and all that kind of stuff. So we've been scanning it every 6 months, just to keep an eye on it. Well, the last 3 scans, 3 scans ago, it showed that now there are 2 in my left lung as well. And then the last 2 scans showed that one has increased in size each scan. So they want to get that one out, see what it is, act on it if we need to, and wrap it up and say sayonara if it's not. So that's what we're doing. But anyway, that's why I told Chelsea, I said, Owen saved my life. If it wasn't for me being so scared when he was born, and she didn't even know what was going on. She didn't understand that they were going to maybe take her for a C-section and they couldn't get his heartbeat for an amount of time. And I thought, oh, sweet Jesus, do not let this happen to this kid again. And actually, on some of the photos, you know how on an iPhone you can take what's called a live photo, where you can touch your finger on the photo and it'll play like 3 or 4 seconds of video that was happening when you took the picture, which is pretty cool. On some of those live pictures that we looked at after everything was okay, I was looking at the lives and you could hear me praying in the background, which I didn't even know I was doing. And on the one when he was finally here, you could hear me just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you in the background. So that's how Owen saved my life. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So we'll get her done and see what we got to do afterwards. Well, what am I going to do here? This is kind of a dead spot right here. We put you right there. Oh, Ken Brownlee's not delivered in the U.S. now. I know, it's crazy. Hey, Julie. Boy, I've been watching your pictures on Instagram. Your garden's really producing. All right, I don't like that big black blob right there. And this kind of dead ends there. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put something like that there. And maybe, not wild about that overlap right there, but maybe this just calls for a little, I hate to cover that up though. That's pretty. I'm not really running my mouth too much. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't worry about stuff like that for myself. But when I thought, after all that she'd been through and her mom not there anymore with her, there was a whole lot banking on that good birth after the first stillborn. And I thought, oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. Yeah, that one still chokes me to talk about, but in a good way, because it's all good. He's here and he's so damn cute and perfect. You can't hardly stand it. Where am I going to put these guys now that I cut them out? Our food just arrived. Yay. Okay, Tori, I'll see you, hon. Take care. Thanks for joining. Build a raised garden. You know what? I was talking to Dave, Julie, about, I said, you know what? We should do like just one raised garden and put a little few things in there to see what I can get away with not killing. Because I'm not so good with the gardening bit. And I was thinking about doing that, but with what's going on, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, honestly. So we'll wait and see. The way everything's going, everybody might have to be doing that, some say. Don't know if I believe that, but I definitely see the possibility of that happening. I don't like that. I don't like you. So what do I want to cover up there? I'm going to put half. Do I want to put another one right there? Because these won't touch each other. They'll be completely out of sight. I think I will. Let's just do it. We have it's not a very big yard, maybe I'm sure it's not a half an acre, but maybe just under a half an acre, including the plot that sits on the house and then the front yard, which is outside of our fence. Then we have around the backyard, we have a 6-foot privacy fence for the dogs. And so we have to figure out where to put it, because of the way the sun goes, rises and sets. And in the summer, that right next to that white fence, it gets really warm. And I know enough to be dangerous. I don't even, that's not true. I don't even know that much. I'm dangerous thinking about it. Yeah, I admire anybody that can do that. One of the Maryland group will know. Remember Gail? Go Gail Go. She was local here in Severn and came to a good number of my little retreats I had every year. I follow her on Instagram, and she had a garden last year and was growing everything from seed and posting pictures and stuff. And I thought, I think we should do that. But then the reality set in. I'm like, who the hell am I kidding? Okay. Now I'm not going to worry about really overdoing these. Let me get this out of my way for a minute. Let me think. I'm going to get my, I want to do these. Hello. And I want to use my gold foil quill. Yeah, right, Joan? Yep. And she did some raised beds and had a good little crop going over there. And she had garlic and onions and, all sorts of vegetables and tons of tomatoes. And she was growing. She recently posted something about starting to grow some celery from seeds. And she saw someone that did she had a new method of starting from seed with celery. She found it by accident, she said, where she and I know nothing about it, but she started the seeds by putting them in water for whatever time it was supposed to be, and she forgot about them and left them in water way longer than they were supposed to be left in there. And when she remembered and went to get them, they had already sprouted. So Gail did that same accidental method on purpose, and showed pictures where they actually did start to sprout in a few days in the water, which I don't know all about it, but bye, Kathy. Take care. Yeah, so I've been seeing hers. She's kind of teasing me, thinking, should we do that? We had a gardening mishap a few years ago when we decided we love tomatoes and thought, let's just do a few different tomatoes in big pots. Doesn't that sound simple? So we got these big pots. We put a little rocks in the bottom for some drainage. Planted them, had the little wire cone things over them so that for them to climb up and hold onto something. And they were doing pretty good initially. And well, that didn't last long. But I came out one day and I looked and I thought, well, I'm up on the deck looking down on the sidewalk landing. We had them up on a wooden pallet, so they had drain underneath of it. I looked down there, thought, what the hell is that moving on the bush? It was one of those, I forget what they call them, but those big, I could gag thinking about them, nasty looking, some kind of tomato worms or something that was climbing on there. And I thought, oh, Jesus. So I went down there and grabbed him and threw him out on the other side of the yard over the fence. Thought, now, where the hell did he come from? We've never had a garden in there before or any tomatoes growing. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, shows hornworm. That sucker was as big as my thumb and twice as long. I thought, oh, God. Well, that was okay. And then the fruit starts to come out. And one of the girls that I work with does a garden every year. And she brought me in a starter plant. It was it was a picture perfect plant in a little pot about this big. And the plant stood maybe this tall. And she called it a hillbilly tomato. And she said they're really meaty, really nice, big tomatoes that grow. And she told me what to do. And I thought, okay, cool. So I got another pot, did the same thing to that one. Well, I did it when Dave was out on a golf trip. Well, don't you know, we had a big thunderstorm, big rain. And I looked down at the tomatoes when I let the dogs out, and this perfect plant is just bobbing in water in the soil because dumbass me forgot about putting drain holes. He used to drill and put drain holes in these big plastic pots. So it didn't have any drain holes. So it was full of water. So I thought, gosh darn it. So I went in the house and I got a sharp knife and I thought, I'll just poke a little hole in the side a couple places and let it vent. Well, I poked one in and its water started to come out of there. And on the other side, I poked one in. It blasted apart and wet soil, dirt went everywhere. The washed down up against the fence. Like, son of a bitch, are you kidding me? So that was the end of our tomato gardening pretty much. Because something was eating the rest and it just all kind of went to hell in a handbasket. Screw it. So we gave up basically. But now they start talking about famine and food shortage and civil war and all this stuff. I'm thinking, tomato plant might not kill us. Oh God. But not sure we're going to make that endeavor this year. Where am I going here? Put that back there. Just making some little marks to fill some things in. I'm just making little squiggles that kind of maybe look like scripting, but isn't. Just here and there. What time is it? 3:30. All right, I'm still good. Possums, try to eat all the time. Well, I don't know how soon. Well, we have to get the raised beds built and stuff starting to plant not too, well, I guess a couple months from now, but I don't know what's going to happen yet. So I think it's best to wait and see. We were going to get a pool this year too, since we don't really go anywhere anymore. And I know the dogs would love it. But we put that on hold. I told Dave, I said, we'll see. I told him in December, I said, let's see what the scan says in January. If we're still good, we'll get a pool. If not, we'll put it on hold and figure out what's going to happen. So, no pool for now. And I'm not sure having 2 wet yellow labs 12 hours a day is a good thing. They eventually got to come in the house. All right, let's see what we got here. I wish I could see through this to put dots on the black stripes, but I cannot. That's okay. Let's do this. I'm using the bold tip now and just pushing this down to make a little row of dots here. Oh, that's not too bad. Going sight unseen-ish. All right. I don't know what's missing. I want to do some of these marks with these pens. I think I'll just go to that now. Unplug these. All right. So how do I want to do this? What marks do I want to make? Maybe I'll use the white one and make little marks. So here's this, these are the, I showed the packaging earlier. Where did I put it? Here it is. The fine line applicators, but it's kind of like a pen style where it's a lot, you can kind of write with it easier than the square bottles. Most of them are like a shorter square bottle. Same brand, same everything, just a different shape bottle. And these are 20 gauge. So it's the finest shape, finest size tip that you can get. Let it sit upside down for a minute. Okay. Let's see how fine I can make these. And these, because they're acrylic, they're going to take a little while to dry. What time is it? 3:38. I want to try to get these cut up so I could show you guys what one of them looks like in one of those card frames. Not looking at the chat right at the moment. But my precision work here. If you can call it that on a stretch. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Do I want to? Maybe I'll do a little dot in every one of these black circles here on this. Give that a little bit more interest. Okay. I wonder, I wonder, and see, it's got a little pin in the cap. Oops. Really fine little pin that'll go inside that needle to keep it from clogging, which is nice. Although I had something in one of my fine line jars, and I'm not sure what the heck it was, but it ripped that little needle out of the cap. So I was back to square one with that one. I'm trying to think, what do I want to do with black and gold? Not that I have to do anything, but probably gonna, I'm gonna. Let me go with the bronze. And maybe put something on the black dots in here. And these are loaded with just straight, did you find those online? I got them on Amazon, CB, but I think you can get them other places that the fine liners are sold. I bet you could get them at like scrapbooks.com or Simon Says Stamp, or Joggles might have them. I'm not sure Blick and those guys if they have them, but I got them off of Amazon. Yeah, all three of these are filled that I have are filled with Golden's fluid acrylic, just straight. I didn't water it down or anything. I wanted to see how it made out like this, but it's just straight golden fluid. It's bronze, white, and black, and the different ones that I have. So let's see. I'm gonna try. Do I want to do dots all the way across there? Is that over ambitious? That's not too bad. If my hand was steadier and could make an even dot, that would be great. Sorry, not looking at chat again. I'll see how this one looks and decide if I'm going to do it to the other one or not. Or maybe on the other one, I'll do black dots on the white stripes. Like really go out of the box. Oh, God. I don't know. That looks kind of good. I might just do it here. I gotta keep my damn hands out of the white dots over here. If you're watching the recording, you might want to scoop ahead a minute or two, unless you like watching paint dry. You know what I was thinking about? I don't know why it pops into my head. Don't ask me. We were talking earlier about Netflix stuff. On Amazon Prime, you can connect through BritBox to watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. It is. Oh shit! See, I'm not watching it. I got a big blob there, but it's okay. And Gayla, write me down for one shit. It is hysterical. You have to like slapstick and British humor and not mind some language here and there, but it is hysterical. And some of the stuff, I was watching it on my computer, some night sitting out in the sunroom with Dave when he's watching one of his car shows or something. And I'd watch that. And I would sometimes scream out loud laughing at some of the stuff that Mrs. Brown comes up with that she says is hilarious. And there was one particular line I told my brother and my nephew when I saw them, and they were screaming outside the house. Just how it's just so, it takes you by surprise when you see what's being said coming out of this little old lady who's actually a man. Mrs. Brown is actually a man dressed up like an old lady. And it's most of his family that are the other characters in the whole thing. So it is hilarious. But I don't know if I can say it on here or not. It was, oh my. Get some of that clump out of there. Oh my God, Joan. Oh. If you ever see the episode about her daughter, Kathy, and I think it was her daughter-in-law, trying to talk her into getting back out in the dating scene since she's been widowed for like 25 years. Oh my God. That was hysterical. All right, I'm going to try to let this dry a little bit. So there we are. Need to cut her up. I feel like I need more black stripes, but I don't know what I want to cover up. I don't have the black yet. I could do something. I wonder if I could script with this. Oh, Vikings, you say? I really did like Greenleaf. I just finished that up. Let's see. Could I script with this? Is it fine enough to do that? Let's see. Well, ish. Ooh, no. Rolled right over my bronze dots, but they must have had a little crust on the top of them that it didn't bother them yet. I guess I could throw a little pop of black in here and there, like that. Maybe. Where shall I try it? Maybe in here. Or maybe not. It's a mark. Get that little blob on the end off of there. That's not bad for a little something here and there. That looks like scribbles. Stop while you're ahead. Where the hell's the cap? Here it is. Patti, are you going to splatter paint at the end? I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to splatter this one. My original idea was to go with kind of a palette and a look like these cards I did last time with Robin's papers. Of course, I should have put some more of her papers on there to make them look like that. Hello. But that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm not sure we ended up that way, but what I want to do is these Strathmore frame cards for artist trading cards. They have a die cut window. These were out of stock. And they have, oh, look, they have little envelopes too, which I didn't realize was in there. And they have these little sleeves. So I guess you could put the ATC in here. Let me go grab one out of my pile. That's, oh Lord, I sat too long. Sorry, Moses. Let me grab something in here. Let's grab a couple different ones here and see what they look like. Oh my. Remind me not to sit that long. So here's a couple from previous stuff. So I don't know, what are you supposed to put one in here? I guess it's optional. Nobody's saying I have to. It's a little bit bigger than the card. And then, oh, it has a pocket here where you slip it in here. Probably not in that sleeve. Okay, let's take it out of the sleeve before I destroy the first one I touch. Let's do that. Let's put this in here. Oops. Oh my, this might be for a more delicate hand. Come on. What the hell? Oh, there we go. That felt like it went in better. So see, it's in there like a little card. And then you can put it in one of the little envelopes, like so. It's got a little torn edge on it. That's cute, huh? I must say so myself. But I'm not sure if the intention, I don't think, is to use both. I don't think it's to put it in here and fit it in here, because the opening is between the glue bits. Well, maybe it does go in there. Or not. Marlou! Hello, my friend. There it is with that. It does fit in there with that. So they're kind of cute. So that was my idea. And I thought it said, are these all the, yeah, maybe not. I thought there was a separate die cut in there where you could kind of audition piece it. Well, I have some up here though, actually. Hang on. Where you could take something like so. This isn't not ATC size. You can see it's longer and skinnier. But you can, you know, put it where you want and figure out where you'd want to cut a piece from. I think they would be more waist like that. I think I'm just going to cut them up like ATCs, and whatever they are, they are. Because that's how I roll. I think you put the sleeve into the card if you want to save it for collections. Lou, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Susan. I didn't say that, but that's what occurred to me when I saw how the fit was in there. Anywho, oh my goodness. Let's see. How wet is this? That's still wet. Okay. I'm going to hit this with a heat gun. Let's see if we can speed up that process a little bit. There it is. Where the hell's my heat gun? It's right in the heat gun department, of course. Plastic sleeves for years. I didn't see the cars before. Yeah, see, I never saw them before. I saw Cece talk about them and use them on her channel. And she said she'd had them for years and found them and was going to use them. And then nobody could find them anywhere. But then I found them on Blick, actually, and they were back ordered. I think I ordered them in November, and I just got them a couple weeks ago. I hope this dries enough that I can cut it up to show you the finished bit in there. Now some of this, and you know what? Some of this is going to look really bland as a card, like right in here. I don't know, maybe cut up, it'll be all right. I want to do some of the, like the watercolor ones that CC did. And I did that watercolor online streaming. Where she did I think she did like a 6x9 watercolor and then cut it up. Oops, that's one of mine. That's the end little bits. Another little bit. Oh, what the hell am I drying? I'm over here drying my papers. Then I did a little bit of ink work on the watercolor abstract, and again with the multitasking. And then cut that rascal up, and let's see what one of those looks like in there. Yeah, see? It's like Dina Wakely's Puke on a Page. If you've ever taken a class with her, one of the classes I was in years ago, she had us, it was acrylic, but we were just slopped paint over paint over paint, pattern, stencils, stamps, all kind of stuff. And it looked like a mess. She had to, if it wasn't messed enough, she had to keep going and make it more of a mess. And then take a circle punch or a little frame like I was showing you and isolate little sections. And within that mess, there's little sections of brilliance. But you don't see it until you really isolate a little bit of that. And that's why some of these always look like I overdo them, but I do it for that reason, because when you cut them up, it's not so bad. I mean, some aren't my most favorite ever, but they're usable. All right, I always got quite a mess when I collage. I got crap everywhere. Is it still wet or is it dry enough? There's little initial blobs for when I first touched down. Heat gun. First touched down the that applicator is a little damp. I need to get a skin on it at least. I know, Susan. Me too. I need to. I rarely get down here anymore, and I think what I'm going to do is take a few supplies upstairs and put it in the spare room that was kind of my office now for working at home. But on the other side, um, oh, I bet, Laurie. Good Lord. Um, on the other side, there's a desk where I used to assemble my jewelry when I made my lampwork beads and put jewelry together. I'd make them down here on the porch and then carry them, the beads, after they got cleaned upstairs uh, to do the wire work and the other beads and assembling pieces. And I still have that desk up there. Of course, it's full of all that jewelry crap that I'd have to do something with, um, which isn't insurmountable. But if I just could take, some watercolors and a water jar, a few brushes, some sparkly bits, and some paper, at least I could, play a little bit. If it's 5 minutes a day to go in and kind of slap some paint around, spin around from my desk at work and throw some watercolor around and spin back the other way. So I think the dots are pretty dry. Actually, I think I can cut her up. I think I can. Oh, what the hell? Let's just try it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think it'll be good for me when I get home. I'll be so limited to being able to do, physical stuff. That'll be, right there. I just need to walk down the hallway. Mostly bending and lifting and stuff like that where I'm going to be circulation for a little while. Okie dokie. Let's cut this bad boy up and see what we get. Oh, here's this little piece of stuff I wanted to put in there. There's still time for that. It's always a little sliver of gold. This reminds me of Jackie. I want to put that in there. Where's my glue stick? Just do it on this piece of paper. But what did they call it, Susan? Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Palette of pay. Please show the front of the card. Oh, sure. CD. Artist trading cards. The Strathmore frame cards. And I think these were like $6 a piece. And there's 6 cards and envelopes in there. Check Blick, CB. That's where I got these. Had to wait a while for them, but patience is a virtue. One that I don't usually have. I'm not very virtuous. You're welcome. Okay, where am I going to put you? Pretty little piece of gold. Do you want to squidge you in there? Nope. Across here. Maybe down through this purple bit. We'll just put you right there. Okay, here we go. Let's try not to screw these up. Lord. Oh my God, Joan, that is so funny to me. And my friend Gail, she's the one that told me about on Amazon that you had to sign up for a BritBox to get it. Oh my God, it's hysterical to me anyway. Of course, I'm simple-minded, but you know, we knew that before. Okay, 3.5 long. So we're going to cut this bad boy right there. Oops. See, it slipped on me. No slipsies. There's that one. 3.5 here. 3.5 here. Now here, do I want to lose the top or the bottom? Do I want to lose this or do I want to lose this? I think I'll go this way. 3.5. So there's that piece. But see, even that looks like a cool little piece of something. Something. I don't know what, but something. So there's those. Now, let's start hacking these bad boys up on the 2.5 edge. See, there's that one. This one, it's a little boring. But I can always add more, right? Like that one doesn't wow me at all. Somebody will probably like it, but and the next one is not going to wow me. That's just kind of dark and I don't know. I might go back with the bronze paint, do a little something. Now, oh, I like this and I love this. Like love. Let's see where 2.5 brings me. Yeah, I lose all that scripting crap. So I like this way. I lose all that. How about if I lose a little bit of this and a little bit of this? Where does that get me? No, I'm going to lose more of that. Crap. And I get a little bit of that in there. Oh, well, you can control some of it, but not all of it. I do like that little marks with the black fine line pen that I did. I know, it's hysterical. Oh my gosh. I love me some Mrs. Brown's boys. Do I want that? Let's see what this looks like. Let's keep that bit. And this, I'm going to take some off of each side. Let me get rid of some of this. Enough to keep the bronze scripting. And then this, oh, I'm going to lose part of that. Oh well. It's just paper, as they say. Has anybody heard from Paula? I haven't seen her for months. I like that one. Ooh, that's going to be almost all that circle. That's no fun. Let's go this way. Ooh, hello. Did you see that flip? I love that little purpley turquoise thing sticking out of there. Yes, I do. 2.5. Let's go this way, 2.5. I like the end of that. Two and a half there. And what do I like here? Well, I don't know. Hey, Jude. Hey, Jude. I know, keep my day job. Okay, I want to lose some of this. Some of this. Okay. All right, got a little tiny bits out of that. So, what am I going to frame these with? Black. This gold pen of this PBO. Watch, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, you got your first vaccine. All right, let's see what that dries down to. It doesn't seem as metallic-y as the silver. The silver one of these seems like a mirror. And I don't know if it'll look like that on the... No, Xandra's not going to stream today. She wasn't feeling well. She might be lurking, though. She said she was going to lurk if she could. But she will not be streaming today. This one, I see this paper. It might not show what it really looks like. But this one comes out like a mirror. But there's no real silver. It's more dull on this copy paper, but when you put it on any other paper, that really looks like metal. Oh, maybe what I'll do is it this one? Whew, man, they smell though. They're oil-based. They stinky. I think I'm just going to do them in black. And then I'll let that dry. And if I need to go back and, hey, Carrie. Welcome. I can go back and add a little something. Because this one, to me, not much, right? I mean, these are flashy, but kind of boring. But I'll just put a black edge on there. This is a Molotow 15 millimeter tip. That little rectangle block, like, oop. Hello. How'd that make that black line when it's hardly any coming out of there? There you go. You can see what the tip looks like. Just that little rectangular bit. Doors open. Where are you, Jude? I want to go there. I know, Joan, so do I. Oh, New York, yeah. It's supposed to go down to 16 or 18 tonight, but Friday overnight it's supposed to go down to 6 degrees. That'll be the coldest yet this winter. That'll be the coldest for a few winters here, I believe. We haven't had a mega hard freeze for a while. See, they all look better with that little black frame on them. I think plenty of sun and evacuations. Ay. That's a beautiful area of the country, but man, when that stuff happens, oh, I always think, is it really worth living there? Where some of these people are that get completely burned to the ground and evacuated, and mudslides and fires, and I guess every area has its risks of what you're dealing with there. Yeah, I do like that pen, little splashes in there. QT Marg, that's a new one. Welcome. Everybody has the goods and the bads about the climate for where they live. The groundhog. Somebody needs to shoot him. I know. Don't email me. That was a joke. I wouldn't shoot him either. I just don't have to agree with him. Yeah, some of these I'm definitely going to go back and add a little something. Like this one, I mean, that's like, what is that? That's nothing. But I'm going to make it something. $4.17. This will be perfect. I was thinking if I went up at $4.30, I can get the rolls shaped out of my dough and let them rise again. Start working on the rest. Zero with -17. Sweet Moses. Ugh. This one here is not much either. I may go back and splatter some of these too, individually. Or maybe add some of that black pen. Well, it's not a pen, but, you know, fine liner. Fine liner. This one's kind of cool. I don't like that ends right there, though, but it is what it is. Ah, one more. Boom. Okay. Gold splats. I may do some and call them CB splats. All right, so here they are. Not my most favorite batch. I do love the colors, and some parts are more my faves than others, as always the way. But I shall save thee. Like this one, like what is that? That's like but that's okay. We'll bring it back from, do something with it. All right, so that's where we ended up. And I'm gonna skedaddle. Go wash my hands so I can get them dunked in bread dough now. But I'll catch up with you guys. I don't know if I'll get a chance to stream again before I'll be laid up after the surgery. I'm not sure about that, but if I can, I will. If I can't, I'll be in touch when I can. And I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to take my phone or an iPad or anything with me into the hospital because nobody can come with me. And can't have any visitors. So I have to have part of my lung removed, Judy, for a biopsy. So I'll be in there for at least 3 days. I don't know. That'll be a test to see if I can be without my phone connection for 3 days. That'll be a record. But you know, you do what you got to do. So anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I feel okay about the surgery. I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm glad to finally get it over with. And you know, whatever the results are, they are, and I'll deal with that when I get them. But I will not say no to prayers. If anybody is motivated to throw one up there, I'll take her. So I'll be in touch when I can, and I will put stuff on social media about when I make changes to my Etsy shop. Yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go fix us some grub. So thanks, guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Maybe. Hello, there it is. I had my Minicam window in the way. See you guys. Take care.